but it'll be interesting to see the run back with Soap and Dawson and Faye and Dimension.
Yeah, and that one was an interesting set because I think for a lot of it, we sort of thought Soap and Dawson were going to end up winning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most even match of the whole tournament that we've had, right? That'll be interesting. And it's best of 5. Sometimes does change things. Get a couple extra stages, yeah.
Best of 5 in singles is the difference between, at least before Frozen Stadium, like feeling like I essentially lost the set game 1 versus like a Fox or a Falco because I have to play on Yoshi's FD or Fountain, as opposed to like getting more time over the course of the set.
I'm trying to think about in Double Fox versus Fox Puff. The stages aren't that polarizing, right? Like I think FD is the only one where I really favor Double Fox.
Maybe Stadium.
Maybe. I kind of think I can see where if the match is going the right way, you have to work with the stage. You're not as flexible as Double Fox, but I kind of think with those side platforms that Dawson could find some good footing in the air. But the thing is, then it is kind of up to Soap to sort of like hang out in the middle where Dawson's sort of up on the side. So it's a little tough, but I don't think it's bad necessarily.
All right, so we're in top 3 of doubles at
top
Green.
3.
We've been on a journey, the two of us together.
Yeah, we're doing the whole tournament.
That's right.
And it's going to be best of 5 all the way through at this point. Let's make sure it works okay. Okay, works okay.
So for those of you that don't know, I am Panos. I'm accompanied by my good friend Snacks.
Yo.
You can find him at JHSnacks on Twitter. You can find me at PanosPHL on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can find Brotherly Love Esports at BL Esports PHL. I just checked earlier. That's the only reason I know.
What is it? BL Brotherly Love Esports PHL.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, they're putting on the tournament.
Yeah.
In particular, right? Also sponsors Slug.
That's right. Yep.
Well-known ices from the region. Yeah, so check them out. Good stuff. And they have really cool jerseys.
I know. I'm so jealous.
Double rest. Is this the first game of the set? It is. That double rest counts. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you like have to both end up in just the wrong spot for that to happen. So Soap and Dawson up to a lead, and the team that they lost to earlier.
Oh!
Yeah, we saw the rest coming and missed. Still alive. Hit a Shy Guy or something? Another move?
Dawson is actually very consistent at hitting the tech chase rests, like relative to a lot of puffs.
Yeah.
At their level, for sure.
Okay,
yeah, Soap's defense, like in between stocks.
That's just what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you were just gonna say that, right? Yeah, it's just it's a seasoned team player.
It's been pretty good because Soap is by no means a passive player. Very much the opposite, but knows those times when you don't want to take the 2v1. What'll be interesting too is when the blue team starts to recognize that, and I believe that they will. Sometimes as a Fox, if you play passive in the 2v1 for so long, you can just turn on the speed real quick and get a free hit at a crucial moment, even in a 2v1 scenario when your teammate's coming back.
It's that what you were talking about, right? Like if you throw in the
donkey space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yep, that's donkey space for you. A resource I recommend to any Smash or fighting game player is mentions that Dave Serlin's Play to Win.
Play to Win?
Yeah, did you read that one?
Yeah.
I think it comes from that, or is it in just another article he did or something?
I don't think it's in that book.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's been a while since I read it, admittedly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's been a few years.
Oh, nice. Really nice pickup by, I think we were saying that was Dimension.
I mean, well, we could have been wrong the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
In which case, oops. I mean, I'm more familiar with Dimension's Marth, so I think if there were 2 Marths, I may be able to recognize Dimensions, but I don't know if I could recognize the Fox, especially with a controller switch, too.
Yeah, the Fox is more of a recent development, but they are full solo-mated Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really solid punish game from Green Team, honestly. They felt like, especially Dawson this game, just picked up on a lot of edge guards. And
I mean, the double rest was a huge start, and the punish game really never slowed down after that. Great edge guard. Actually didn't even get burned.
Yeah.
Think about it, which is surprising.
That's pretty good.
So you get burned on like the second one, because there were 3 total fairs, then you might not be able to get the third one at all.
That's true.
Or you're like floating above and you try to come down to the down, or it gets all goofy. You don't want all that. Just 3 solid fairs is the way to go. These little moments that make a difference. I mean, and that game was over. But in cases like that, they can make a difference.
I do like the awareness from Dawson to like turn around there and be like, okay, my teammate is off stage. I need to. Okay, gets burnt there.
Okay, yeah. One of the really tough things, I don't know why it's so tough. I've thought about it here and there for several years. When your teammate knocks someone down and they miss the tech, and it's yours to pick up, it feels so hard to get that for some reason.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure why. Maybe because you're so ready to look for roll away or something. That's always tough.
They also have like if you don't react to the ground bounce, they have the ability to move where the fray is, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to hit the actual conversion.
So Soap falls first, but everybody's at high percent.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like makes the decision a little bit too late to throw there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was kind of thinking like what you're waiting for is Puff to come, but at that percent, like up throw back air kills probably, so you just do it. And then you trust Dawson to hold off the other ones so you can make it back to the edge, because presumably they DI away. It's the worst case.
Soap almost got himself rested there. Thank God he didn't. For him.
Yeah. And you know, this Dark Fox still holding on to the stock. Like almost 2 minutes without losing the stock as Fox. That's crazy. All right, of course, first, right? Yep, another rest. A quick little aerial gets Dawson back on their feet.
Yeah, I would love to see a total of how many rests were hit on stream.
It's been a lot.
Of this doubles tournament. Yeah,
we're getting to 20 soon, right? We have to be. So we've been in double digits for sure.
That's
like
for sure.
2 Saint in 1 set was in double digits, I think.
For sure. That's so funny.
Yeah, a lot of puff and teams puff on display in this tournament.
Yeah, a lot of puff and Fox.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of Fox in teams for sure.
Yeah, I really like the zoning there from Soap. Like, Fox's full hop back air is just so annoying to contend with when you're trying to, like, change up the spacing in teams, especially if they're very good at timing it. So, nice pickup by blue team.
Let's see how they do with this sort of double edge guard scenario. Yeah, I kind of like them playing it slow. See that? They just get some damage and they sort of rinse and repeat it.
Yeah, I'm really liking the play from blue team right now.
It's been pretty. Yeah, this whole last like 30 seconds has been really nice. If it doesn't catch the ground bounce again on the other side this time, the other teammate. It's just hard to do. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Part of it, you know what I think part of it is that sometimes the camera's not zoomed over for you to see it.
Yeah, like the green sparks.
Yeah, because that's what I react to the green part when I catch that for sure. You know, despite how much we like the blue team's play over the last 30 seconds, it's the green team with a narrow advantage.
Well, they just didn't convert it into a stock is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they were in advantage for a while.
You think maybe they should have pushed it a little harder in one of those edge guard scenarios? Like, you want to at least get one, right?
Yeah.
Even if you let one back. So maybe you, like, take the ledge and then hit, like, I don't know. Maybe hit the puff all the way off and you let the Fox recover or something. You have to take one rather than just, like, lightly hitting them both to the other side.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, in singles, taking stocks matters a lot, like, in an efficient way, but I feel like in teams, it matters just as much, because, like, if you're at 150% in singles, like, your stock is significantly lower value than if you're at 150% in doubles, but you have your teammate there, like, to protect you, you know?
Yeah, interestingly, I think most teams all the way up to like the top level, you know they show that openings per kill stat in singles? It's probably higher in teams actually.
Right.
Because so often you get like 1 or 2 stray hits and then the other teammate comes to interrupt you. Or you just like aren't going for the type of hits that gets the big combos.
Right.
Because they're not quick enough. Yeah, so at higher percent like that, it's probably true.
Yeah. All right, we got an early pickup on the blue team.
Poor Dark Fox is in batted away.
Yeah, Dawson's target switching is actually very much impressive me here. I feel like Puff is actually a very tough character to target switch with.
That's true.
Because she just moves so slow, like side to side on the stage, but he's making it work. So
yeah, Puff's like max speed is pretty slow, but the aerial drift is among the highest, right?
Yeah.
So that's been a big part of it, is been able to like sort of lean towards one character, and it's these really subtle things. You lean towards one character, then quickly use the acceleration to drift the other direction. And before you know it, there's an aerial in their face. It's been pretty successful with it, drill to up smash. Not a KO just yet. Okay, we get a edge guard on one side.
Yeah, just like Dawson went all the way from the left side of the stage to the right side of the stage and managed to convert on the other Fox like instantly once he knew that he had that kill.
Yeah, so. And it's a little bit underappreciated because a lot of players, when they're like kill someone, they go back to sort of their singles habit of like take the ledge or wait for a sec. Yeah. There's another character on the stage. You have a 2v1 you need to go take advantage of. Gets the up air to try to help, but actually ends up hurting.
I feel like maybe Pound.
Pound,
maybe down air.
Even down air, yeah. I'm a down air kind of guy. Because then you put them below the stage, you let them drop, and then try to sweet spot, and you take up room with your own forward air or something. Yeah. Oh, tries the edge guard.
Oh, really nice dash attack there.
Yep.
Crucial, actually.
Yeah, a lot of the times you don't want to dash attack there as Fox, but in particular, since you know it's an active hitbox, you're probably going to get hit for it, but at least your teammate will stay alive.
Yeah.
Getting as much life out of these stocks as you can is hugely important, especially if you're the double Fox.
Yeah, and look at that. Like, Soap he took his moment to apply some offense and just roll out of the corner. I don't want to mess with this. They're two Foxes.
And see, this is like the opposite of what we saw the blue team failed in the last game. They got a stock from that double edge guard scenario, and then the other one was in bad position. They didn't end up getting both stocks. But if you get 1 out of 2 in that kind of scenario and some damage, that's enough to swing a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Dawson did a good job keeping them busy, but unfortunately we don't hit the angle. So Soap loses the stock there.
Let's see how Green Team plays this 2v1. Doesn't manage to capitalize.
Yeah, at least not very much.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a pretty close game at this point. If Blue Team can take both of these stocks with a couple of quick up smashes or something.
Oh, get up attack, interesting.
Yep, there's one up smash. Here's the thing, is very few Foxes have actually been letting that up smash rip, which isn't so bad in teams.
No, it's not.
Especially when they're kill percent. Okay, we have a 2v1 scenario.
This is Faye Dimension's chance.
Yep, another up smash. You get up there with an air, just barely.
Oh,
misses the ledge dash.
Another SD from Soap. Yeah, so I mean, 2 SDs from Soap kind of towards the end of the game.
Definitely changed things.
Yeah.
So
and they won by 2 stocks, right? So
yeah,
that's the difference maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the green team, you definitely kind of just like, all right, we'll chalk that up to a couple SDs. We'll go to our next stage. And here they are in Dreamland.
Yeah.
It's like Puff lives longer, but boy, do the 2v1s feel good on Dreamland because it takes her so long to come back.
It is a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
I think in Dawson's case, it's okay because he has been very hyper-aware of his horizontal space, and he has been holding stocks into like the 120s, 130s.
Yeah.
But we'll see if I'm commentator's cursing.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, a forward smash. Then we get an edge guard on the other side. Gets the rest. Nice pickup, yeah. Because when you already have jumped like that, I don't know, it's so easy to not just come down to the rest and do a back air or something that you know is going to hit instead. So if you mess up the rest, you get hit by the side B instead, and then all of a sudden they're back on stage and you're floating through the air and hit stuff.
The rest was the only way to secure that stock, though, right? Like if he lands with a back air,
maybe forward smash, but he didn't have time to land probably, right? Maybe I guess you can like land grab, and then they can come with an up smash. But yeah, that's way more straightforward, and that's the efficiency we're talking about. You need to be straightforward like that. So you need to be efficient with time, not just your like percentage and stocks. You have to be efficient with time as well.
All right, so kind of fumbles the bag here.
Can we get the edge guard? Okay, picks up the edge guard though, right? Not gonna make it back from that.
Could have maybe shine stalled and like up it back with the opportunity for
like a pounder drill. Yeah, it's possible. Instead opts to hit the one laser.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Yeah, that 2 or 3% feels real good, let me tell you. Especially if you hit him in the head, you get a headshot.
So a pretty substantial lead here from the green team.
Yeah, Soap really playing around the right platform.
Yeah.
Like, making it ambiguous if he's going to land on it or not, controlling just the whole area.
Yeah, I feel like kind of the counter to that strategy is honestly just like not messing with it, you know? Like, that is your opportunity. I know that Fox is pretty fast, but the Fox teammate isn't going to be able to react quickly enough if you're just like, okay, screw this, I'm going to go 2v1 the Puff, you know?
They kind of did the opposite strategy, actually, where they won the 1v1 versus the Puff, and the light-colored Fox just immediately ran over after getting the back air. It's like, okay, Puff is going to take at least like a second and a half to recover. Let's take this chance to get a 2v1.
Yeah, had the opportunity.
Yep. I guess the green team has a bit of an advantage here, just percent-wise, because once again, Dawson, it's not even that Dawson lives to high percents, which is, you know, high percents is somewhat important, but it's only a sign of how long, time-wise, you've been living.
Right.
And Dawson only losing 1 stock over the course of 3 minutes.
And it's not like Dawson's living to high percents and turtling like on the side of the stage, right? He's actually very much involved.
Yeah, an active participant.
In the action.
Yeah.
He's just avoiding kill moves, which is way it's way higher value defense.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. And I mean, even if you're not necessarily hitting, that rest is a backbreaker, right? Like that's almost a set, that rest. That's like.
Oh, okay. Wait a second.
I haven't thought about the Dark Knight in a while. You know, when like Bane like brings back.
Yeah.
It felt like that. It was like so deflating. Like, they had a shot and then it was just over.
Yeah, what I really like about Soap's movement in teams is like it feels like when you see like a technical and aggressive Fox, like they throw up their shield and they're moving out of their shield a lot as part of their movement, but you're just wasting frames, right? And Soap is just very aware of like, okay, I'm just gonna spam aerials and like throw out my moves over and over and over again because there's no reason to be like flashing my shield or moving how I might in singles.
Yeah, it's a different game for sure. Yeah, and especially if you're having a 2v1 like this or something, your teammate to back you up, if they hit you or grab you or anything, they're the ones getting hit worse, right? And all of a sudden, you're the ones winning. So yeah, I mean, a well-played 2v1 from Soap and Dawson, and they have earned their spot against 2Saint and J-Flex.
And you said it yourself, right? Best of 5 totally changes the dynamic. I mean...
It could, yeah.
Dimension and Faye were kind of able to, like, barely claw it back in the winner's set. You know, like they won by the skin of their teeth.
Yep.
And it just felt like the longer set favored the more consistent team in this set.
Yeah. And I mean, we haven't seen J-Flex and 2Saint versus these two yet, right? This is the first time. And they are the 1 and 2 seed. So this is the anticipated grand finals. It just came about in a different way than we expected. Oh, singles starting too. I always like when they start singles a little bit earlier. You get through the first couple rounds before you put them on stream. Yeah. That's the way to go.
You don't like to commentate the plebs?
I do like to commentate them.
I'm just messing with you.
It's just, how do I put this? I think the best melee is when the commentators do less and the players do more. You know what I mean? I love commentating early pools because it's about me, not the players. As in relative to, you know, like a top 8 or something. But yeah, it is what it is.
You're the Miles Davis of commentary.
The Miles Davis of commentary?
Well, his whole thing was like, okay, I don't want to get into the history of jazz on stream, but I'm going to get into the history of jazz on stream.
Big jazz guy, so yeah.
I'm a huge jazz guy.
Yeah.
Before Miles Davis came around, and even when he was around, there was a style of jazz music called bebop.
Yep.
And it was like very melodic. People played a lot of notes.
Yeah.
And he like flipped that convention on his head, and he's like, actually, it's like the space that you leave that makes the notes that you say all that more powerful, which is kind of what you're saying, right? Like you want the gameplay to do the talking, and then you to just like enhance it with what you say. So you're the Miles Davis of
That's right.
commentary.
I'll take it. I'm changing my Twitter bio right now.
Yep.
Right now it says like lover of hummus or something.
That should be your intro at Majors. Hey, it's me, Snacks, the Miles Davis of melee commentary.
The one I like to use is in a similar vein because like white space it's used in advertising, used all over the space. Fred Rogers, because he had wrote several books or whatever, he was very particular about at the end of chapters or the end of pages how much space there was below the words, and he said based on that you should be able to judge how long you need to be reflecting on what you just read.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's almost the same sort of thing. Yeah. Which, I mean, is definitely not how because publishers just put out the words until we get to the next chapter. But he liked to think of it that way, at least. The Miles Davis of commentary. If you were a jazz musician of commentary, which one would it be?
Of commentary?
I know that it was because of a very particular thing I said that you made that.
Yeah.
But
If I was a jazz musician of commentary, who would I be?